Myself and Romeo are now searching for Karula. She was last seen heading towards where we are now, but the guys couldn't follow her. It was very thick.
Hey, stop. Straight ahead.
Here she comes. Well done, Romeo. So, we've just hit the jackpot once again, and she is going to come into the lights. Oh, she's going to keep coming straight towards us. I'm just going to keep reversing and get out of her way, and that way we're going to get a great shot of her as she comes around the corner. Hello, gorgeous lady. So, we got a lot luckier than I anticipated. We'll just keep reversing. Actually, we're not. We'll let her go past because it's a tricky place to reverse. Just going to let her pass and then reposition. Well, we couldn't have got luckier than that. As you heard me saying, she was last seen heading in this direction. That was probably an hour ago. And what a luck. It's going to be tricky following her here, so let's hope we can manage to. Big open clearing she's just about to get to, which will be great, but thereafter it becomes very thick, so let's just see what happens. I'm just going to position myself on the other side of a waterhole in the hope that she may come and drink from it. I'm going to leave the lights off temporarily just to make sure there's no prey in the area. I would hate to illuminate her if there are any prey opportunities around, but it appears that there are none. How beautiful is this? She is heading straight towards this waterhole. And I think we are going to get absolutely spoiled rotten with an incredible visual in the next few moments. Well, I'm sure you can even hear her lapping up the water. She's so close to us, and isn't this magical? Station's located Karula. She's drinking out of the small water hole in front of the Galago camp. Affirmative. You're more than welcome to join. just got a question through from Christy on Twitter, and she's interested to know whether I think Karula's pregnant or not. Now, simply judging from the way she looks, I wouldn't be able to say so. But what I do know is that I'm sure she has mated since she lost her cubs, and they can mate very shortly after they do lose cubs. Within a week or two, they can come into season again. And then it's only a 3-month period, so she lost her cubs at the end of December. Therefore, if she mated in the first few weeks of January, that would take you to middle of February, middle of March, middle of April. Hopefully there will be some cubs. Hard to say, and only time will tell. Now, I fear that where she's heading is going to mean we cannot follow her. It's extremely thick. Sean, confirm that it's you interested in Karula? Copy, I wouldn't rush. She's just heading down into some incredibly thick vegetation along the fence that runs in front of Gallagher Camp. Negative, kind of more back down towards the dam on the kind of northern side of the lodge. Copy, I'll try my best to... there's no way I'm going to be able to stay with her here. She just dropped into the drainage line.
Slight little bit of spot.
Okay. Well spotted around here.
Thank you.
Yeah, affirmative. Like I say, it's extremely thick. There's no ways you'll be able to get a vehicle in here.
Okay.
Sounds good. And I'm hoping she's going to follow this fence around in the direction that she was heading. It was a fair distance off from where we are now, but worth us sticking around for a few moments. And Sean's also in the area, so he's just standing by not too far from us. So we've got as many of our bases covered as possible. And like I said, it'll just be a few minutes here, and we may hear some alarm calls that could help to identify her position. Just got a question through from Doug in Connecticut, and I hope you're enjoying the shot of the moon. Well done, Jason, that looks great. And evening, Doug. Doug is interested to know whether we know of any of the last whereabouts of Quarantine from this morning. And I left him shortly after 9 a.m. this morning, shortly after we finished this morning's broadcast. And another game viewer was in the area. He did just get mobile as I left, and within a minute or so, the other vehicle sadly lost visual of him. As you saw, it was very thick in the riverbed, and I did go back and search in that area this afternoon, driving around, exploring on foot, and didn't come up with even a track or any sign of him. So, I'm not sure where he ended up, Doug, but we will hopefully track him down tomorrow morning. So happy to have got a brief glimpse of Karula this evening. She is seldom seen out here, and not as much nearly as she used to be, at least. And we very seldom see female leopards, so wonderful to get a brief glimpse of her, and the timing couldn't have been better this evening.
And then also the sound that you're hearing is a cricket. I mean, what's it called?
It could be a cicada, potentially, I'm not too sure, or a cricket, but it really is calling loudly. Maybe it knows something we don't know. Maybe Karula's on the way. And phenomenal that sound is. Oh, yeah, here she is, here she is. Oh, she went into the camp. She snuck under the fence and went into the camp. And sadly, we missed her. Completely. But that's where she went. Sean, you wouldn't believe it, but she just popped up, were in front of me, and went straight under the fence into the camp. Copy. Well, who knows, maybe we will be able to get a visual of her lying on the deck of one of these rooms. Oh well. Interesting. So, what we can do now, the only thing we can do now is loop around and presume she's going to pop out somewhere else, but wasn't that incredible to watch? Well, sorry, for me.
Sorry.
And the cricket was right. The cricket knew that she was coming. Now, for those of you who have just tuned in, welcome, and just to let you know, a friendly reminder that it is our fireside chat this evening. So, at 7 o'clock, which is in about 20 minutes, we'll be cutting over to Mark, who's currently setting up the fireside chats, and then for 1 hour we will answer any questions you may be interested in and chat about the highlights of the last week. To let everyone know, Karula headed into the camp. I'm not sure which room number it is, but she is inside the camp fence. Got a message through from Ellen Fowler. Good evening, Ellen, and welcome back on what is, who knows how many drives you've watched. That would be interesting, but Ellen is one of our long-time viewers, and Ellen has just given us some great information saying that she can confirm Karula has indeed brought cubs from various litters back to the camp over the years. So, as I presumed she would have, and a lot of female leopards use the camps as safe havens, and who would have thought that would be the case? It really is incredible. Mongoose, look at that. That's going to be a first for a lot of you. Well spotted, Romeo. Isn't that an interesting creature? One of the largest mongoose we get in this area. And what has it found to eat there? What we'll do is try and keep our distance. And enjoy watching this nocturnal mongoose forage around for some snacks. They'll be, like most predators, very flexible in terms of what they feed on, and an assortment of reptiles and rodents will all be on the menu. It's looking at us there, Romeo, at the base of the Karula tree. Oh. And for obvious reasons, it's been named a white-tailed mongoose. It's got a massive white tail. So this is one of the many small nocturnal inhabitants of Djuma that we so seldom get to see, but now that we are spending longer out at night, our chances will increase greatly of seeing these interesting creatures. To move out of shot, then we will reposition accordingly. Just going to wait for it to hopefully emerge from the other side of these small bushes at the base of the Karula tree. It may well be walking directly away from us, out of our sight, but I'm willing to take that risk because we are nice and close now, and if it does pop out, oh, there it does go. We'll also be looking for invertebrates and insects to feed on. And what is it doing here? May it be scent marking? It could be scent marking, or having a little toilet break, hard to say. We see these animals so seldomly that I certainly don't know a huge amount about their habits. Certainly would be wonderful to see it eat something. Nikki, you probably won't be able to if the vehicle's on the other side of that fence. Oh, time for some grooming, it appears. Well, I certainly wouldn't have expected it to be relaxed enough with us to start grooming itself. And that's wonderful that it is.